Hi, I'm David Dinsmore with the Dream Development Community, where we help achievers, entrepreneurs, future leaders move from vision to leadership and a greater contribution to their world. And tonight I'm very excited to have a longtime close friend of mine, Justin Adams. Justin, it's great to see you.
Oh, pleasure. Great to see you too.
I was driving around on a Saturday about 6 to 8 weeks ago.
Right.
I'm doing errands in my car, and I hear this voice. I'm watching and listening to CU football, and I hear this voice, and it sounds so familiar. And I'm thinking, after I listen a little bit longer, that's Justin. And it's just, I was so excited to hear that, and I was so happy for you. I'm really just happy for you and proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So the last we spoke probably was way back during East football days.
Yes,
You remember
yes,
that?
I do remember those days.
Yeah. So tell me what's been going on since then.
JV football team. It was a wonderful time then. We had a really good team. We had a lot of great players on that team, but a lot of things have happened ever since that point. I had a chance to get a double degree from the University of Colorado, and so in broadcast production and ethnic studies, which has helped me out a whole lot. And just been through a lot within working at 7 News, and actually had a chance to work at Montbello High School, which helped me out a whole lot there within effective needs, children and things like that. So they really helped me out there, and now I'm at the Now doing some things there, and also at 850 KOA. So pretty nice journey.
No, that's been huge. I'm so proud of you. So when we were coaching football, I remember there were some days where you would kind of come to practice a little tired, a little exhausted, a little struggle. And that's what I'm so excited about, because I'm interested so much in how we keep that vision alive, how we move from that point, or keeping the vision, and wherever we are in life, and how we get to that step. So tell me, what was the journey like from those struggles?
Wow, it was to be honest, it was very tough. I mean, that's the light way of putting it.
Right.
Very, very much a struggle. And
Right.
the time that we met was back in 2007, and that was during the time where I ended up giving up football, something that I really loved at the University of Colorado. And so after my redshirt sophomore year, I decided to hang up the cleats and to move on and pursue journalism. And a lot of times it was really difficult to go from a full day of school and then go right to the practice field. So it was very difficult, but I tell you what, it put in a hunger in you, and it also put in a lot of discipline and a lot of great things from there. And also, it's always great to be able to give your life to kids too, so I loved it.
Right. And you're still working with kids right now.
I do.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to work with some kids, actually in the spring, doing some flag football. And it's funny, I work at Cook Park Recreational Center, and it's hilarious as we didn't win the championship game, and the type of competitor that I am, I'm still drawing up plays and still thinking up of plays that I can do to help them out. Yeah, it was awesome. But, it's always reminded me that one of the best things anybody can do in their life is to give back to others. And I love that portion, that opportunity within life. And that's what I had a chance to do with some little 6th graders. It was fun to do that.
No, it's great. So where did this, and I want to get a little bit into really what the big dream is. Maybe you're in it, maybe you're not. But where did this fire of journalism come in?
Well, when I was 8 years old, and I always thought it was Bob Costas, but it was actually Marv Albert. I was looking at this guy, this ball-headed basketball player named Michael Jordan, and I don't know if you met him or know him before, but he was shooting 3 after 3 after 3, and it was very interesting at that point. I recognized that as Mike was hitting all these 3-pointers, that there was a voice that connected with the shot. And I was like, for the rest of history, whenever you see that 3-pointer or whenever you see that game, a voice will also be connected with that. And immediately I fell in love with just journalism, and also fell in love with sports broadcasting and everything too. So definitely something that is a big dream of mine and want to be able to pursue. And I really feel like I'm well on my way.
Right. And so where do you want to go? Where's the ultimate big dream, would you say?
I would say the biggest dream of mine is definitely in sportscasting. Why not be in front of the camera?
Right.
Why not be, whether it's ESPN calling one of the biggest games ever? Why not be there?
Right.
If you dream, if you're going to dream, why not dream big and be there? But if not, wouldn't be bad to work for an affiliate either. To do that and just do work some couple of games and things like that too. So I'm really excited about doing that. And as time has progressed, I really found out one of the biggest things that I love to do is also to talk to people. You hear a lot of people, whether it's sports talk radio, things like that, but to really formulate ideas and opinions and to really help people see things differently. Obviously, we have things like Ferguson and Eric Garner and things like that. Love to be an individual, to be able to eloquently, but also shape the conversation for other people, to see it in a different point of view that they may have never even thought of before. And I think that's something that's definitely that I want to do.
And that's what's so exciting. That's why I'm happy for you and for all of us in the dream development stuff. It's not so much about my dream or our dream individually. It's about contributing and giving back.
It is.
So I want to ask you some more questions about that in just a little bit.
We're here.
But I want to stay with the journalism just for a little bit. For the people that maybe are specifically interested in journalism, it doesn't specifically have to be that. But tell me what it's like. Walk me through your day.
Wow.
And you're wearing a lot of hats.
I am wearing a lot of hats, so I'll go with something that we did
Okay.
today. It's
Okay.
always ever changing. That's the one thing, number one, about journalism.
Okay.
It's always changing. I would say even 5 years ago, journalism used to be one thing where you used to have like a reporter and an anchor, and they used to be those set positions, and now everything is being changing rapidly day by day.
Mm-hmm.
For me, day in the life for me, on a Monday, I do the Orange and Blue Review. I'm up at 7 News at 6:30 in the morning. And then I go on air at 7 o'clock with Lionel Bienvenu and Mitch Jelliker, and two great guys who've been doing it for so many years, and they're awesome. And then I go from there after the show. It's at 8 o'clock, and then I go and I work for The Now, which is the Now National Show, which is within Scripps, and same building, 7 News, and able to do that and pitch a couple stories that are happening, current events, and write about them. And the biggest thing about The Now is what we want to do is we just don't want to recap a story. We want to tell you what's happening right now.
Okay.
So like in a football game, you don't want to find out what happened 10 minutes ago. You want to see what's happening right now. You want to see the play. It's why people watch sports live, why it's so popular. The same thing that we want to do with television is to be able to say, hey, this just happened, and we're letting you know the information as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. And you're emceeing that, or you're hosting that?
I'm not hosted.
Okay.
Actually, I run the Steadicam for that, which is one of the many myriad of things that I do, producing, writing, editing, and running the Steadicam for that. So that's one of the many things that I get the opportunity to do. So you go from one side of being on air, and then the other side of working in the background, and I think they work mesh together rather beautifully.
Right. Now, will you flow from football to basketball and to the other sports for your radio work?
Oh yeah, everything. I mean, the biggest
stay
thing
in that seat.
I do. The biggest thing is college football right now. Working with the Colorado Football Network at 850 KOA. So being able to do that is wonderful. But also at the same time, again, if you're going to formulate an opinion on different subjects, you have to keep up on as many things as possible.
Right.
So you're kind of a little bit of a gym rat, looking around. But again, when it's a passion and it's something that you love to do, it doesn't feel like work at all.
It's easy.
Yeah.
You got a lot of energy for it. What's calling your attention right now, would you say?
Sports-wise?
Or maybe okay, sports-wise, and then off sports.
I would just say going off with the college
Other than
football.
obviously what we got.
Yeah,
going
the
with
college.
playoffs,
Yeah, the college football playoff is definitely calling to my attention with 4 great teams in there. Alabama, Ohio State, Oregon. And I always forget one. There's always like one team that you forget. Let's see, Alabama, Florida State. How can I forget about Florida State?
Was that intentional?
Well, you never know. I mean, they've won 28 in a row.
That's
so
right.
maybe by the time people see this, they may have lost to Oregon.
Right.
So, but
Exactly.
those things definitely call to my attention. And right now, just building upon my skills, whether now with the Now, learning how to write quicker and better, more effectively, and I understand what that's going to do for myself. It's going to help me out in the long run,
Right.
as I continue on my career, and then within radio, to be able to keep up with things and to be able to eloquently speak about different things and different issues, and to give great analysis, because it's very important that when you're on the radio, you're seen as an individual who is, you're kind of the guy who's supposed to know it all, per se, or at least formulate a great opinion, and so that's what I try to do.
Yeah.